Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Chris from my channel, Chris P44S. Today we are going to be fighting the Delver in the Surge 2. He can be found at the Gideon's Rock location. All my boss guys are the fastest on YouTube. There were a couple other videos that I saw that were like 2 minutes long, but they're not really guides, so they don't really count. Anyway, the Delver has 3 phases. The first is really easy. The second one is mentally challenging, and the third is just a little bit more challenging than the other two, but not as mentally challenging, just more physically challenging. So my method to phase 1 of the Delver was to lock onto one of its rear legs. It has a 2 or 3 hit attack combo that can easily be evaded if you have high stamina. It can also burrow into the ground. You can actually just run without sprinting and dodge the burrow attacks. If you turn around quick enough, you can land 2 hits while it pops out a little hole. But mostly what I did, the most damage that I did throughout this phase was by targeting one of the legs, going in, because he does give you a big window for attacking, landing some combos, and then when I had the counter options come up, I would just dodge and get the heck out of there. Now we're on to phase 2. It's a little bit harder. He goes down to 4 legs. Everything is armored except for his head, and I think if you can get to one of his legs, they aren't armored either. The big trick here is when he was shooting those things down. When he goes on the ceiling, he shoots down these like crystal chunks, and what you actually want to do that isn't really obvious is you want to destroy those crystal chunks. It's kind of hard to actually fight him on all fours. Here are those crystal chunks. I'm destroying them. What happens is he shoots those crystal chunks out, and they're actually part of his life bar. So if you destroy him, if you destroy the clusters before he lands, he won't actually suck them up after he does the dive bomb attack. So that's like the big secret to phase 2, which in my mind was the hardest phase of all the 3. It is kind of hard to fight him straight up just like this, but actually if you use block, like just straight up block, it does work pretty well. You can counter the Delver, but what happens in boss fights when you do counter is that it'll basically, you have to land one counter, and then you have to land another one right after in quick succession. So it's not just like a regular mob enemy, where you can just counter once and then you basically get rewarded for it. You'll have to counter twice in succession. So for the third phase, he gets a little bit bigger and he finds a helmet, and he has armor on all parts of his body. A little side note, if you destroy all the pieces of armor off him throughout this fight, you actually get the Helix weapon 2.0, which is a little bit better than the Helix generic. The Delver in phase 3, what you really want to do is stay to long range, because he'll just basically attack you with that stomp and nano trail, and he'll also go at you with like this sliding head rush, which also leaves a nano trail. But basically what you want to do is wait for him to do the stomp. That is kind of a ranged attack. I don't know what that was, I just paused the game. Yeah, you want him to do like that range stomp and then head rush you, and then after he head rushes you, go in for the combo and basically rinse and repeat. There is like a pathway between the nano trail after it comes out, so you don't have to run back through it like I did, but it really shouldn't be too hard. Basically just go in for the combo, and like I said, you can break pieces of his armor off in this mode, or in this phase of the Delver, but basically you just want to stay long range, rinse and repeat, and go in and attack. Like I said earlier, I really do like using the twin rig, like the nano weapons that I have right now. I just like them the best. I know they're a little bit weaker, but I feel like they give you the biggest window to dodge out, where some of the other weapons, like if you're in mid-strike, you can't actually get out if you want to. You can't like cut off the chain and get out, so that's why I kind of like the twin rig the best, just because they're kind of the safest. Yeah, they are a little bit weaker, but they are safe to use. So that's pretty much it. The Delver's health is getting low now, so we really just have to go in and finish him off. I don't know what it's like to fight him mid-range or close up in this phase, because I really didn't do it for that long. But there you go, he's dead. Long range works on phase 3 the best. Just to summarize, phase 1, focus on the back legs. Phase 2, focus on the nano chunks that he shoots down, and then phase 3, stay long range. This is the gear and implants that I'm using, so feel free to pause the video at any time, but they're pretty generic, and the gear really doesn't matter as much. It's more of just a personal preference. So thanks for watching my video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.